Guys, I read something today that the World Health Organization doesn't recommend day drinking to cope with being in quarantine. And to that I say...
Jesus. You're basically like all the spring breakers, Lucas.
Except we're partying from the safety of our own home and not endangering anyone except for ourselves.
Did you guys see that, I think it's called a heat map, but the tracking of people flying back from spring break and just... Oh, fuck.
Yeah. There's a lot of UW students who came back with it. So, yeah. We're not a hot zone quite yet, but, I mean, as we all know, it takes time for everything to develop and for people to get tested, so Madison and Milwaukee is going to get hit pretty hard in the next week, from what I can tell. Detroit, New Orleans, Alabama, I'm sure LA, all those places are going to get bad real fast.
What is this? The quarantine cast?
No, but it's quite literally the only thing that matters at the moment.
Well, let's cancel the podcast then.
Yeah. We can't cancel episode 90 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast, being recorded on March 29th, 2020. Because,
ladies and gentlemen, in light of the recent COVID-19 outbreak, in interest of and the safety of all of our fans, we are canceling the podcast to make sure everyone stays safe. We wouldn't want to be drawing so many crowds and, putting everyone's lives in danger. So, for the safety of our at-risk community, please stay away.
For me, there wasn't nearly enough amid in your statement. I think there needs to be some amid the coronavirus 19 outbreak.
We need to leverage the safety of our homes to create a new safe environment in this space that we live in now. Amid space leverage.
Stonks. Man.
And one of the leaders of this community that we fostered is the man who is clutch with a truck strat, Andrew Clark.
He was using the buggy, I believe, the tactical rover.
Give me something with 4 wheels at the minimum, and I shall lay heaps upon heaps of dead men in front of ye.
Tremble and despair.
For I have come to end your suffering at my hand and thine wheel.
The other pillar of this community is the man who has unknowingly been training his entire adult life for the release of Call of Duty Warzone, Ryan Holtz.
And childhood life.
For years I have mastered the way of the controller.
That's ironic, because I don't even use a controller anymore. Also, fun fact, there's a way to play with keyboard and mouse on PlayStation. I don't know how to do it, but people were talking about it.
I assume that you get a Bluetooth keyboard and plug the USB into your PS4.
Sure.
I assume.
It's strange that it natively supports it. I feel like they'd want to sell more controllers and almost make it difficult to use.
I think that's more on the software end than it is on the hardware end.
I wonder if you need to have if you can't use third-party keyboards, if you have to buy a specific PlayStation keyboard or something like that.
I don't think it's supposed to happen.
Oh.
I don't think PlayStation devs designed keyboard and mouse support. I think people have just found a way to do it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then there's me, the cult-like figure within our community, a man who... If you had told me a decade ago that I'd be pretty good at a Call of Duty game, I would have called you a filthy liar. Lucas the Writer.
Man, it has almost been a decade.
Right?
Since Black Ops 1 came out.
Fuck.
That's the pre and post. That's the BC and AD of my life. Call of Duty Black Ops 1.
Not graduating high school, not graduating college.
We're 6 or 7 months away from the decade anniversary of COD Blops.
Man. I remember my first game to this day, playing with a guy named Adam from Burlington, Wisconsin that I knew through work. And he had already played a couple of matches. We launched into, what's it called? Not Havana. What was the house? Villa.
Oh, Villa.
Launched into Villa. I had an MP5K because it was the first class. I had no idea what I was doing. Memories.
Memories, all alone in the moonlight. Why do we go back to musicals so often on these past couple episodes of the podcast?
'Cause we're showboys.
Ooh, that
Showboys.
sounds kinky. Okay.
Showboys.
And we're going to show you what's going on in the world in News of the Week.
Whoa. I, for one, am shocked that we're going to start off with Nintendo news.
Wow, look at all this stuff that was written by Lucas.
Yeah, I didn't write anything this week.
I mean,
I'm failing.
oh, no, we got a little brown in there. We got a little
That's
brown
Andrew.
towards the end. Good for you, Andrew.
Yeah, that's Andrew, not me.
Proud of you, man.
It's
Thank you. I
maroon.
appreciate your contribution.
It's not brown.
It is brown.
It's maroon.
We made sure to...
The color is red berry.
Andrew, we had a whole conversation about this the episode you
Yeah.
were gone. Colors are subjective, and we as a group have decided that that is brown.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Your brown could be my red.
Sure, if your
And
eyes
vice
are
versa.
if your eyes are bad.
Wow.
Oh my god. Wow.
Jeez,
Okay.
Andrew. Are you Chromanormative?
Check your privilege, man. Come on.
Dude.
It's not cool.
I'm going
No
to
such thing.
I'm going to leverage Patreon to remove all non-chromonormative content from the site.
Wow. Well, you are a fucking bigot,
Yep.
and I hope you rot in hell.
Chroma fascist.
I hope you die in a fire.
Yay! The classic.
Andrew, you fucking idiot. I hope you die
I'm watching Better
slowly.
Call Saul, and this is very close to home.
Shit.
I'm not going to say anything else because you guys should watch it.
True.
We probably should. We also probably won't.
Yep.
Yeah, there was a mini Nintendo Direct. Nintendo waited weirdly late in the year to say what they're going to be doing for the rest of this year, and now they finally did. There was a gameplay and cinematic trailer for Bravely Default 2, which will be out later this year and has a demo out now, which I played and will talk a lot about later. Next Smash Bros. Ultimate character will be from ARMS. You guys remember ARMS?
Nope.
I don't, but I saw this image where there was a guy with extendo arms punching another person.
People think it's either going to be that guy with the blue hair or the one that has a butt that people fanned over for a while. So either him or her.
How many ARMS characters are there, though? Like, it almost has to be almost him or her, right?
Are there characters in ARMS?
Yeah, it's a fighting game. I think they're like between 12 and 16.
Wow. What an utter failure it must have been then.
Yeah.
Maybe it'll be the one that's a sentient pile of goo, or maybe it'll be the clown one that people were simultaneously terrified of and also lewded in fan art.
Wait, so it's Springman and Ribbon Girl are your two?
I don't think it was Ribbon Girl. What was the name of Twin Tail? I think the character's name was from ARMS.
All three of those characters sound like they could be porn artists.
That's the whole point.
Yep.
ARMS knew what it was doing.
Apparently not, because it flopped.
Bunch of 2K games are coming to the Switch. This includes the Borderlands Collection, BioShock Collection, and SOCOM Collection.
Nice.
Star Wars Jedi Knight Jedi Academy drops later this year for the Switch. Andrew, is this the game you were excited for, or
it already dropped? It's here. You can buy it now.
It dropped now.
Yeah. Yes, this was the game that I was excited about. I'm not going to buy it quite yet because I'm sure I'm still very far away from beating The Witcher. There's a lot of time that you have to put into The Witcher. But yeah, I think when I'm done with The Witcher, I'm going to buy this. I have no idea how much I'm going to play it or how well it'll translate to Switch. And I do not quite remember if it was a good game, but it was probably the game that I played the most on my PC as a kid. So it means a lot to me emotionally.
Oh. Well, let me know when you do that. Love to hear about it. And then the last major piece of news, as designated by me, the writer of this section, the Pokemon Sword and Shield DLC drops this June. Yeah.
Nice.
Nintendo.
And Ian's gonna die.
Why?
He doesn't like it. He doesn't like that DLC is gonna make it decent.
I mean, I respect his opinion, but I thought the base game was good. As good as any other, like, decent tier Pokemon game.
You should fight him.
I've come to realize that anyone who starts a statement out with, I respect their opinion, is clearly indicating that they do, in fact, not respect their opinion.
I mean, it's fine that he had a different reaction to it, but I had this reaction, and I think he is wrong.
Objectively so.
This is how art works. You can have a different opinion,
but
I'm
mine
gonna
is
have
the
a different
correct one.
I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Pokemon doing a DLC for once. I'm interested to see how they make it their own.
I think it's for the greaterment of the art form to charge people extra money.
Did you say the greaterment?
Yes.
Nice.
Why
do they say... Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, we're moving on to the next topic, I thought.
Fair enough. I don't know who entered this, and I didn't see this anywhere out there. What's happening?
I entered this. You can tell by the red berry color.
By the brown.
By the red berry. The most berry of reds. That Sony announced that, or at least, I don't know if it was really an announcement, but kind of people have been asking them, like, do you suspect that, like, the breakup in a lot of supply chains and everything that's happening with COVID will delay the launch of the PS5? And their stance at the time was no. We do not think that the PS5 launch will be delayed. However, there's a great possibility that there will be a lot of scarcity of the consoles at launch. So it'll launch, but it may be hard to get a hold of them. And you're probably going to see a lot of, like, a dude paying what I assume will probably be like $500 for the console, like, if he can get his hands on it, and then selling it for $1,000 on eBay.
Well, they said that pre-orders are rumored to come out in March, and given that there's 2 days left in March, yeah.
Well, those were rumors, though, so.
I think I saw a rumor of a Microsoft partner made a post and then quickly removed the post that the Series X will drop on Thanksgiving, like on Black Friday.
On Black Friday?
Yes.
Holy
the Black
shit.
Friday Bundaroo. That's going to be a nightmare. Especially if COVID's not done yet.
It might not be.
Just gather everyone together and frantically try to buy the newest electronic.
Can we, like, petition to cancel Black Friday? Or at least postpone it to, like, I don't know, April of
Christmas
next year?
Day. Oh, April next year. Yeah.
Because, Jesus Christ.
We'll see if it's run its course by then.
Fingers
crossed.
I'm making the call now. If the outbreak is still going and Black Friday happens Christmas Day is going to be like one of the worst days of like COVID deaths in America.
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
That'll be really far away.
Well, I mean, symptoms will start to develop like two weeks later, and then people will be put
2
on...
weeks is the absolute maximum.
Oh, I thought that was the average.
No.
What's the average?
That is the absolute longest. The average is like 4 days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I thought
2 weeks is the day that they put you in isolation for, because that's literally the absolute maximum incubation period.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was
longer
10
than 2 weeks, you're
days.
clear.
I thought it was 10 days to 2 weeks.
Nope.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be Christmas Day. It would be like December 1st, the start of a new month. But we'll see. I mean, it feels like the outbreak's going to be done by then because we're not properly containing it. So it might be quick and deadly versus long and not as deadly.
No, it'll be quick and deadly, and then we'll see waves every couple of months where we'll have to go back into isolation for another month at a time.
Because that's a good way to do it.
No, I'm not saying it's a good way. That's what I'm predicting will happen. In like a month or so, people will be like, all right, if we don't go back to work, the economy will quite literally never recover, and then we'll all head back to work, and then 2 weeks later, the outbreak will go back to full strength, and we'll be like, okay, this is a bad idea, go back home. And then it'll just...
And you're saying that's going to happen more than once?
I think that'll happen twice.
Wouldn't we learn our lesson?
Well, you would think, Ryan. You would think.
Yes.
But looking at what we are as... Jesus Christ, I'm drunk. Fuck.
Wow.
You're good.
Drunk, huh?
Oh,
Telling
yeah.
it like it is.
Day drinking?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, it started off as morning drinking, and now it's day drinking.
You guys are pre-gaming for a Badger game or something.
Pre-gaming
Yeah.
for the end of the world, Ryan.
Yo, Armageddon's gonna be so lit.
It's fucking litty, fam.
Already have my Mad Max outfit picked out. It's going to be a great time.
I mean, once again, if we've learned anything, it's going to be that the apocalypse is going to be kind of sad and not really
Yep.
Mad Maxy. People are going to just huddle in their homes and die. Anyway, television news.
In news that makes people happy for some reason, the Bleach anime is coming back, and its spin-off one-shot, Burn the Witch, is also getting an anime adaptation. People are excited about this because people suck, and they will take any content even if they know it's bad.
What the fuck is this reading?
Dude.
I did not know where that was going. I have whiplash right now.
People are excited because they're awful garbage humans.
Because I fucking hate people.
Why can't they like good
suck.
TV shows like Steven Universe?
Jesus.
Any episode of Steven Universe, the worst episode of Steven Universe is better than the best episode of Bleach.
See, I don't know these things. Are these intrinsic to the anime community? Like, everyone knows
Yeah.
Bleach is trash anime?
I have no idea what Bleach is. I just know that it's a thing that is popular. You know, people say like, oh yeah, One Piece, Naruto, Cowboy Bebop, and Bleach. Like, those are the big four, I guess. I don't know.
Sure.
Also, I just said trash anime and wanted to shorten it to tranime, but then realized that's kind of a different thing.
Ooh.
So
TLDR.
stick with trash anime.
TLDR here. The Bleach anime caught up to the manga, and then the manga went on to do its final story arc where the anime just kind of ended, and that final story arc in the comic is just awful. Like, nobody likes it. The author is on record saying, yeah, my editor just kind of forced me to do this, whatever. And now people are pumped for some reason that it's coming back and going to be an anime when
Wow. What a noble stance for the creator to be like, hey guys, after I found out you guys didn't like this, wasn't me.
My editor is a piece of shit.
Yeah.
After I signed off on it.
It's not going to be good, but I don't know. I'm good for people being happy.
So is this why you put it in the document, though, Lucas? You wanted to, like, shit on Bleach?
Kinda.
Because me and Andrew aren't going to be able to participate. Usually you're like, I'm really excited for this thing. It's very rare that you throw something in the doc that we can't contribute to that you just hate.
Yes, but
wow,
that
was kind of an Andrew move, Lucas.
Let me put this hate out into the world so it doesn't eat me up from the inside.
Interesting. Sure.
And I'm glad you two are good enough friends to let me do that. I appreciate it. Thank you
We
for
don't have
taking
a
this in
choice.
stride. You have a choice of whether or not you want to watch Solar Opposites, the new Hulu exclusive coming from Justin Roiland. It premieres on May 8th.
Yeah.
Okay.
All the characters look like Mr. Poopy Butthole.
They do.
Right? You guys excited for not Rick and Morty?
No. This is the very first time I've heard of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I've definitely heard of it. I don't know. It looks fine.
No.
I probably won't watch it unless it's getting a lot of good buzz.
Chances are it's just going to be, another, like, B plus tier streaming show. I don't know.
There's a fuck ton of those. I loved that in this trailer they at least named him the co-creator. I've seen a lot of press about it where they call him the creator of Rick and Morty, and it's kind of unashamed, and it's like no. He was half of the creative force of the show. Like, to ascribe him sole creatorship is pretty misleading if you ask me.
I don't know if I would have watched Rick and Morty as early as I did if it wasn't, from co-creator Dan Harmon, and I really liked his show Community, and so I was immediately in, but
he brought the mainstream audience for sure, because otherwise it's fucking Adult Swim and a no-name Justin Roiland who's done stuff like Doc and Marty and other just fucked up shit.
I had no clue who he was until after Rick and Morty came out.
Yeah. He was big in Channel 101, which is like the Dan Harmon indie scene. So, yeah.
A lot of birds die in that trailer. Don't know why, but that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it like a joke?
Yeah.
It's a running gag.
On
to film. Not a lot of film stuff going on. A lot of movies.
Why?
Being canceled or moved back. I saw that right now Tenet, the new Chris Nolan thriller with the $200 million budget, is not budging off of its July release date yet. And I think that's like a fingers crossed move that everything's clear by then.
I mean, they can always wait a month beforehand, and if things are not doing well, they can cancel it then. No point in doing it now.
There are movies that are pushing it back now so that they can get press out there, like so that they can advertise their new release date across all platforms and stuff.
I think on some level, all these movies that are being delayed, they can't all premiere right when we're allowed to go to movie theaters again. I imagine a lot of studios have to be scrambling right now to figure out their new schedule.
They can't, but Tenet is kind of the type of movie that is the one that other people are avoiding.
Oh, yeah, we're going to make room
Tenet.
For this, yeah.
Yeah, Tenet is the type of juggernaut that people are going to be like, oh, that's on that date? Like, let's bail. I think the last 5 or 6 Nolan movies have won their box office weekend pretty handily. So
yeah.
Unless it's a shitty kids movie or something.
Shitty kids movie.
Yeah.
What's an example, Lucas?
Trolls.
Boy, that made a lot of money, and
Sonic the Hedgehog
I think wasn't poorly received. Sonic the Hedgehog, I don't think is a kids movie. If I read the reviews correctly, I think it was kind of tiered towards adults.
I had the opposite reaction to it, where it seemed like a lot of people were saying, yeah, no, this movie is pretty good if you grade it on a kids movie curve, and
there's no such thing.
Right?
Kids movies can be good. People who like lower their standards for kids movies are idiots because
thank you.
There are some incredible kids movies out there that are enjoyable for all ages.
Yeah, just because it's meant for children doesn't mean you can get away with it being shitty.
Well, yes, that's exactly what that means. But we shouldn't reward them by like lowering our standards. Like you can absolutely get away with utter trash.
Oh no, I mean like
And
you
kids will watch it.
can you can get away with it and make a lot of money. I'm saying that we can't forgive them for it.
We must hold it against them for the rest of time.
We can and we must fight against this injustice.
Did you guys ever watch John Mulaney and the Sack Lunch Bunch?
No,
I watched half of it, yeah.
I did
Did
not.
you see, Lucas, did you see the part where or it was like the animated koala movie and it was like a focus group?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I think of every single time. Where like the little girl's literally just like, my thoughts about this movie are that it's the greatest movie of all time and it's my new favorite movie. And he's like, well, you said that 2 weeks ago with the last movie that we reviewed. And she's like, that movie means nothing to me. This is my new favorite movie. It was pretty accurate if you've ever talked to a kid about a movie.
Moving into other, I guess, YouTube will default video quality to standard, and Sony will slow download speeds for the PlayStation Network to reduce stress on the internet during COVID-19 quarantine.
It's not really, so that's a little misleading to say stress on the internet. To reduce stress on the ISPs,
Okay.
because they're fucking the shittiest companies on planet Earth. So they don't have the infrastructure to deal with this. So they have to beg companies to limit their bandwidth in order to protect their fragile system that they refuse to upgrade.
Much like the
Because they
airline
can make
companies,
more money.
they can charge whatever they want, and when they don't make as much money, they can just make everyone else change what they're doing and give them money also.
Well, no, they'll make more money this way. But more people are going to be quote unquote buying internet service, even though it's insane if you didn't have it before. They're going to make more money and not have to invest in improving their infrastructure.
Nope.
Because everyone is going to just
everyone,
stream at lower quality.
everyone else has to do it instead of them. Yeah.
Yep. We all have to suffer. Fuck ISPs. Literally every single one. And if the first thing that a Democratic nominee for the FCC does isn't reinstall net neutrality, like, we know that our political system is completely fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we know that they can just buy whoever they want, and net neutrality is never coming back.
On that sobering note, the meme corner.
The memes.
Whoa, memes! So goofy.
I'm sorry if we cut that last topic a little short, but nope, Ryan, that succinctly was everything.
Sure. Good. Fuck ISPs.
Ooh, that was another strong contender for the title of this episode.
Ooh. Also, for anyone who doesn't know, ISP is Internet Service Provider.
For all of you people too dumb out there to understand,
It's the people that give you internet. The cable companies.
no, it's not the people that give you internet. It's the people that you pay to get shitty internet. They don't give you shit.
True.
For example, my internet was throttled 3 days ago. Just my entire building. And then we called the internet provider to say, like, hey, we're all paying for this speeds and we are quite literally not getting internet. Like, it's so slow that it's still connected, but just quite literally useless. And they're like, huh, that's odd. And we're like, no, it's not. We know what you're doing. And then they call back the next day and like, we fixed it. Even though we didn't admit that anything was wrong. We're like, okay. And the internet was good for another 2 hours and went right back to where it was.
Yeah. Our internet has gone down a couple of times in the last couple of weeks where it's the same thing, where you're getting like, 0.1 download, 0.01 upload.
Yeah.
And so you're connected, but you literally can't do anything on it.
At least my cell phone provider kind of sent out a PSA saying like, hey, we know everything that's going on. If you go over with your data, you're not going to get charged for it, and we're not going to cut anybody off. So basically, it's
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who was it? US Cellular?
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that. They were fucking good with customer service, man.
I know.
I miss them in the Midwest.
Their actual coverage is not that good outside of where I am. Like when I traveled to
Yeah.
Florida, it was kind of a shit show of like
Yeah,
actually getting
exactly.
service, but like they've been really good to us. And they're like,
Well, that's the problem. Like I had U.S. Cellular and my local, it was called Reedsburg Utility Company as an ISP growing up, and U.S. Cellular was kick ass. Had like I remember they had this battery swap thing, so you could just go into any U.S. Cellular store and swap your battery just for free. Like it was no big deal, and I was like, that's fucking insane. And then yeah, like anytime you had a problem, they'd be all over it. And then my local utility company rolled out gigabit internet speeds in 2010. Like as Google Fiber was just barely like being born, my local cable company had gigabit speeds, and they
Damn.
were like super on it. Like same thing, great coverage, great service. I don't remember our internet ever going down. Sometimes a router would, but that's because we didn't have a new router. And yeah, they were like the fucking best. And then I had to move to Madison, so I immediately discovered the joys of actual ISPs and how shitty there are. And then I had to move to Los Angeles, so I had to
Ooh.
discover Verizon Wireless versus US Cellular, and boy, not exactly as good.
but hey, you guys are getting real fake 5G, so
Real fake 5G.
they're like, we have 5G, and I remember like all the like 60 Minutes people being like, no guys, they're gonna say they have 5G. They can literally call it whatever they want. It's not 5G.
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing with 4G LTE.
Yeah, it's like what
We
is
still don't have 4G most of the
yeah,
time.
it doesn't matter. You can call it whatever you want.
Yeah.
I can hand you a bottle of I don't know, candle wax and say it's hand sanitizer, but it's not.
I can get actual 4G speed, which are 100 megabits per second, maybe in like the middle of Hollywood, where like the buildings aren't so tall, but it's like in such a important like tourist destination that they really crank up the speeds on those towers. But pretty much anywhere else, you're probably going to get like 25 megabits of download speed. And 5G is a fucking gigabit over your cellular data. Like, come on, man. That shit's not happening anytime soon. But they'll advertise it. So 5G is actually probably more like true 4G, where you're going to get like 100 megabits. So have we gotten into enough internet jargon for the day?
I mean, we're about to talk about a bunch of memes, so that would be no.
More internet jargon.
Yay!
Andrew, what do you got?
Have you guys seen the like nature is healing, we are the virus memes?
Not really, no.
Okay, so there was a lot of people who like unironically went on the internet and would like point out that, you know, carbon emissions are lower and like that's, you know, obviously good for the environment and stuff because everyone's stuck inside, and like people pointed it out with China, you know, months ago, like, hey, methane production is down like, I don't know, was it like 50 or 60%? Because like everything kind of got shut down. They're like, this is good for the world, and it's like, it's good for the earth. It's not good for us, but like it's good for the earth. And then like someone posted on Twitter the other day, it's like, we are the virus. Like since we've been stuck in quarantine, nature has been returning to its, you know, natural state. You know, ponds are clearing up and that kind of stuff. And then people posting like all the, like, again, unironically, like all of the like face masks that have been thrown away. They're like, look how wasteful this is. Like, we are the virus. Like, we deserve to die. And then, like, since then, people have been like, that's kind of a shitty take, and also
That's
not
a
an
little
original one.
eugenics-y.
Yeah, but it's also not an original take. Like, people have said you know, we are the true virus for, like, 100 fucking years. But, like, a lot of memes have come out where it's like, since people of Los Angeles have been stuck inside, the bird scooters have returned to their natural state. You know, nature is healing, we are the virus, and it's a bunch of bird scooters that someone threw in the river. And then, like, there's another one, like, since Italy has been on lockdown, nature and wildlife has returned to its natural state. We are the virus. And there's, like, a bunch of, like, pizza stuck in trees. just shit like that.
Yeah, I did search. If you want to see this, just look up Nature's Healing as a search on Twitter. There's a lot of fun photoshops. There's one like, with everyone on lockdown, the dinosaurs are finally returning to the streets of Lisbon. Nature's Healing, we are the virus, and it's just a bunch of Photoshop dinosaurs like, walking around the streets. Like there's one picture of fucking Animal Crossing
Yeah.
And it just says, with everyone in quarantine, the waters are getting clearer. Soon fish will return to the area. Nature is healing. And it's just fucking Animal Crossing. So
It's good shit.
yeah, it's a dumb take, but I don't know. If you're into the Gaia thing, yeah, that's exactly what you're gonna see it as.
Yep. I guess I am just now seeing this, and I don't know much about it, but I guess people are freaking out at iDubbbz because his girlfriend started an OnlyFans account or something.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
I didn't see this.
Yeah. iDubbbz.
I'm actually like, I'm still subscribed to iDubbbz. I think I haven't seen any of this at all.
I think his most recent video, unless he took it down, I heard there was a bunch of weird shit where he was like blocking a bunch of his subscribers and stuff because of it. But yeah, his girlfriend started an OnlyFans, and then a bunch of people got mad at iDubbbz for allowing her to have an OnlyFans.
Jesus.
Yeah,
Calling him a simp and shit.
yeah, it was pretty weird. And then he made a video about it saying like, stop being shitty, and then people were like, wow, how shitty of you to tell us to stop being shitty. Like, you made a career on the internet making people feel bad, and now you feel bad. What irony? I don't know.
I don't follow iDubbbz too closely, like, and it's my understanding he's been adjacent at least to some sketchy stuff, but like, power to him, I guess, for being cool with his girlfriend either doing or being adjacent to sex work.
Well, no, not power to him. Like, his girlfriend can do whatever the fuck she wants.
Yeah, she should be allowed to do whatever she wants.
Also,
right?
yes, yeah. That is
Wow,
yes,
good
correct.
good for you, iDubbbz, for not beating your girlfriend.
I'm glad he's not being a piece of shit in this instance.
Yeah, yes, sure.
I can only imagine that the heat his girlfriend is getting right now is probably even worse than what he's getting, and good luck to her then. Yeah, and then the only other thing I have is that I don't know if this is so much a meme as it is just an internet trend, but yeah, a lot of Animal Crossing fan art, a lot of people sharing stuff from that, having a good time, using it as an obvious coping mechanism. It's fun.
Yeah.
You got any memes, Ryan?
No, honestly, I've been deep into Warzone, man.
Hell yeah.
Why don't you tell us about Warzone as we head into the breakouts?
It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Yep, next. No, I don't know. It's good. It's a fantastic game. I want to get to tier 100, but I think I won't be able to because there's only like 8.5 days left of the season, and I'm only like tier 71 or something.
Ooh.
So it seems unlikely that I'm going to get there. But yeah, I've been on the grind, been running solos basically all day long, and then waiting for if anyone else joins, then they hop in whenever, because I'm literally on 24/7. Because there's literally nothing else to do, so why not?
Did you find any more, anything else to validate the idea that there is skill-based matchmaking?
No, not really. I mean, I don't know. It might be time of day as well. I've definitely noticed I have more success in the mornings than in the afternoons. So I don't know, maybe there's more people that hop in the afternoon, and in the morning it's all like, I don't know, fucking kids. I don't know, man. And when I remember like, oh wow, this guy's really bad, I just think, well, they're probably like 10. You know? Like it's a little bit.
It's possible.
Like a 10-year-old on his PS4, and he's only ever played Madden or something like that, and then finally got a free Call of Duty Warzone to play with his friends, and then
Because his
there's
parents
me,
would
someone
never
who's been playing
buy
Call of
him
Duty.
a violent game, and
Yeah. There's me playing Call of Duty for literally 11 years on a fucking like PC with mouse and keyboard support, like having watched like streamers and YouTube videos and tips and tricks and everything, just like fucking annihilating his world. Like there's nothing that he's going to be able to do in that situation. So, yeah.
We went to the well one too many times yesterday playing, but you know what? We still got 2 Ws, and nobody can take that away from us.
There's no such thing as going to the well too many times. You know. It's good.
Andrew, what is Tiger King?
Well, I wish I would have been able to finish it. We started the podcast a little bit earlier than I thought we would. I have one episode left, but I think I pretty much have watched enough to, like, kind of, speak to what it is. And it's weird. That's what it is.
How?
So the Tiger King is a limited documentary series about, well, it's kind of about a lot of people. The main focus is like a select group of people that own a lot of exotic pets and like run private zoos in America. And the main focus is Joe Exotic. Some of you guys may have heard the name before. He ran the biggest private zoo in America with like 200 something tigers plus like a bunch of like other crazy exotic animals. And kind of the description that can best explain what he is like his own words of, I'm Joe Exotic, and I'm the gay gun-toting redneck with a mullet with a bunch of tigers. Like, just this crazy dude out in Oklahoma who owns like a giant private zoo, just has tons of guns, super gay, 2 husbands, like, you will find like later out in the series that he is currently in prison for hiring somebody to kill a woman down in Florida who he owed a bunch of money to in lawsuits because they had been feuding for years. She ran like the big cat rescue thing where it's like she's like the head of the animal rights movement of exotic pets basically, and trying to like shut him down and all this crazy shit. He ran for president. He ran for governor of Oklahoma. There was a lot of drugs, some possible murders, suicides, like tiger cults. Like it in like focus. Like there's a bunch of people besides this Joe Exotic who they kind of delve into. There's like this dude that is basically just straight up Scarface, and like has a bunch of exotic cats that is like somehow connected to Joe. And this other dude that has a private zoo in Florida named Doc Antle, who runs like this weird Buddhist tiger sex cult. There's a lot going on.
So,
and it's not really great because I don't think there's really a lesson to learn. It's just kind of like a sitting back in your chair wide-eyed, where after each episode you just kind of look around and go, what the fuck?
So it's functionally about the lives of people who actually buy a bunch of exotic pets.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, like a lot of it is about kind of like the exotic pet industry, but like these are people that run zoos. Like they buy hundreds of exotic animals and then like turn it into a private zoo. Like, and like there's several people that do this. Like there's several people that have these private zoos. And like the woman that, is head of like the animal rights movement of these private zoos, like her name is Carol, and she has like this 20-year feud with Joe Exotic, and she may have quite possibly murdered her husband and gotten away with it. And like that's kind of like a big like focusing point. But then Joe Exotic has all this crazy shit going on where he's like running drugs and threatening to kill people and hiring people to kill people and like also running for office at the same time. And he's got this reality TV show going on. He's being investigated by the feds. He's got like this Fox News reporter that's trying to run the reality TV show for him who may have like tried to burn down the park like after being paid by somebody. It's crazy.
Why do you think he gave the go-ahead for Netflix to make this documentary when it sounds like it exclusively paints Joe Exotic as a crazy person?
Well, it sounds like he had been part of like this documentary program for like 5 or 6 years. Like when it starts, I think it's like in 2013 or 2014. And it's like this dude is doing a separate documentary and kind of just runs into him and realizes like, okay, this is going to be a lot better. So then he is like over the course of years getting all this footage, and during that time he runs for president in 2016. He runs for the governor of Oklahoma in 2017. And then like the murder for hire stuff happens in like 2018, 2019. And then at this point he's in prison. So like he had already probably signed off on all of this stuff, and the footage is gathered over the course of like at least 5 years.
This sounds like they try to dress up reality TV as a documentary.
Yeah, I get that feeling a lot. And like I said, I don't think it's great. I really don't feel like I've learned anything. But it's just absolutely insane. I mean, it really was. Like, this dude is absolutely batshit insane, completely obsessed with himself. Everybody on the, like, park, even the ones that are, like, completely loyal to him are like, yeah, he is obsessed with, like, fame and making it all about himself and seeming as entertaining as possible. So, like, it's just this crazy cast of characters that, like, nobody could, like, actually create on their own. It's pretty nuts.
All right.
I mean, it's just so weird. Like, if you want to just like sit back and watch like 5 hours of a documentary that is completely focused on quite literally the weirdest people that you will ever see, go ahead and give it a watch.
Okay. I will keep this next part brief since I know you two don't care too much or at all about this, but Steven Universe Future ended. I enjoyed it quite a lot. And I think I liked this whole sequel series for a lot of the same reasons I like the Venture Bros, where it kind of takes one step back from traditional just kind of tropes in this kind of TV and confronts the fact that, hey, yeah, most of these characters, they have PTSD, or they have a lot of parental issues because their parents or parental figures were forcing them to go into dangerous situations for a lot of their life. And Steven Universe Future very much confronts that. They just kind of straight up say that Steven has PTSD, and then the second half of the series is about addressing that and him failing and trying to get help. But yeah, it's really good. I don't know. I think people who are a fan of this, who have stuck around with it for to this point, they're going to be on board for it. Kind of sucks that the show's not going to be around anymore, and it's not even going to be any spin-off sequel material, but good TV. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I get you. And recently I found out that like a YouTube channel that I've been following for years is going to be kind of breaking up, and it's going to be like really different than what it was, and a lot of the people that I like followed it for are going to be leaving. So like, yeah, if this is a show that you've been following for a long time, it's definitely weird to see it go. You're not talking about Chris and Jack, are you? Are Chris and Jack okay? I am not talking about Chris and Jack, and I'm guessing that they are not okay.
Jesus.
I mean, the Blue Man Group can't perform anywhere right now, so it might be a little bit.
What's Jack doing on Twitter? Jack DeSena. Does he not have a Twitter?
Good for him.
Good for him, no.
They still only have 17 patrons, and that's $130 a month.
Well, yeah, everyone would unsubscribe if they stopped making videos. In theory, if they started making videos again, people would come back. But that means that there's people paying them every month for nothing.
Yeah.
I mean, they might have it set up by video. Or do they not? Looking at the page
it says
now.
per month. It says per month.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, I played the Bravely Default 2 demo. My quick thoughts on that are that the combat system is as terrific and addicting and a dopamine hit as it ever was. Loving that. Looks fantastic on the Switch now. That's amazing. Characters are all really warming up to me, even though still bummed they kind of stopped the last story before it really reached a conclusion. I don't know. There'll probably be a twist, and that'll all blend together at some point.
What'd you say it was called again?
Bravely Default 2, the third game in the series.
Shit.
And I guess the only negative thing I can say is that because the Switch home screen doesn't have any audio, or at least no audio when you like hover over a game, it's no longer shouting at me whenever I move over the Bravely Default demo, Bravely Default, or Bravely Second, like the previous demos, and I enjoyed that and am sad that it's gone.
Well, I'm sad for you.
Thank you. I'm glad we can be sad together as we move into the group chat.
I think the only thing that we're all doing together is Warzone.
Yeah.
Should we talk more about that?
We're getting straight dubs.
Yeah, we are winning more than I thought we would.
Yeah, man.
So like, what are? I mean, I think what am I like 4 and like 18, and Lucas is also like 4 and 17 or something like that.
Yeah.
And
I'm 10 and 125.
125.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
Huh?
Sometimes you gotta get wins.
So, advice question, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners out there are in a similar position. I am at the point where I have pretty much everything I would ever use unlocked. I have my M4 and Javelin customized in a way that, as we've seen, is very successful. What other kind of kit should I have built out to pick out from the loadout and that kind of stuff? Are we now moving into creating specific stuff for specific situations?
The M4 is still the most overpowered gun in the game, so
okay.
Generally the M4 is just going to be best. It got a nerf right before Warzone came out, but is still unironically the best gun, even though it got nerfed. Which has happened a lot in Call of Duties. I remember that was a big thing with the FAMAS in Black Ops 1, where it got nerfed, I think, twice.
But it was still
the best gun in the game. Or the ACR in Modern Warfare 2
which speaks to how good they were before they got nerfed.
Well, because it's all about fire rate. Like, unless you're going to fundamentally change the fire rate of the gun, like, it's still going to be the best. So all you can do is just, like, kind of fuck with the recoil a little bit, make it a little less predictable, but that's not going to... Or, like, slightly lower the damage modifiers and stuff like that. But, Anyway, basically, the M4 is the best gun. My classes, I think I have an M4 Overkill, which has a backup 50 cal sniper, an M4 Ghost, which has the Joker, and then the same, 2 classes for the AUG and the MP7. The AUG is kind of in between, whereas the MP7 is kind of up close. And then I have a sniper-only class, just in case, my contract wants me to get kills with, an epic or a legendary weapon. Then I can get that class and have a sniper backup for it.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, it's really just up to you guys. I mean, if you want to switch guns away from the M4, because you're like, oh, this gun's getting kind of boring, you can always do that and try to level up other guns so that you can have a silencer. Because really, once you have a silencer, you're good to go with any gun, and it's going to be decent. It's going to do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. Lately, I've realized that when they say personal, because I have Ghost, the character Ghost, and when he says personal radar, it's the same thing as UAV. So literally, there's a moment in time where everyone gets enough money to buy a UAV, but not long enough into the game where everyone has bought their loadout so that they have Ghost to avoid a UAV. And they call in their UAVs and then just go on the fucking hunt and try to kill as many people as possible before they get their loadouts and disappear off the radar. Mm-hmm. And generally, I mean, if you get one kill, in general, they're going to have about $4,000 on them. So you can just chain UAVs together until everyone has their loadout and has Ghost and just fucking hunt people. And I've done that a couple of times in solos, which I'm not that good at like straight up one-on-ones, but like when you know where the person is, I'm gonna win like at least 75% of them.
Right.
And then that's $4,000 like basically back every time. Sometimes you get lucky and the person had like $10,000, and then you can get like in theory 2 UAVs out of it. And you can hunt pretty hard for like 5 minutes there, just like straight murdering people. And then you get your loadout, and then you move on, and then you move to the mid game, which can either be hopping in a truck or hunting down recon contracts, while still calling in UAVs, because there are a lot of people that still don't use Ghost, even though they don't realize that it's a basic necessity in this game. Same thing with Cold-Blooded, like with the amount of people that just scan hills looking for any thermal target. Cold-Blooded basically becomes a necessity.
I do wonder if a big part of our success in this is we're coming into this just so much more prepared than other battle royales, because the mechanics are built off of stuff that we are very familiar with.
Yeah, definitely. The mechanics are all basic Call of Duty shit. And people used to get mad at Ghost being overpowered in the old Call of Duties, but now, because UAVs are so ridiculously overpowered, people don't get mad at Ghost anymore, because UAVs can single-handedly win you a game. Like, you in theory could chain UAVs all the way to the end of the game, and then just win with one final UAV, like showing where the final dude is. So that's why Ghost is more accepted. But it is powerful, especially when like 75% of people don't run Ghost, especially like early on, to be that one person with Ghost, because people get pretty like aggressive when they have a UAV up. They think, okay, I know where everyone is, and if they're just sprinting around like a maniac, you can surprise them pretty early if you have Ghost. So
that does seem to be our winning formula. At least one or two people draw fire from a group, and then the third person just picks them off while they're fucking distracted.
Yeah, pretty much. It works.
Yeah.
So, I love the game, man. It's my favorite video game in a very long time, honestly. I don't remember the last time I latched onto a video game as much as this. Definitely not a multiplayer game.
Right.
Because also partially because I can play with friends, which I haven't been able to do for a long time.
God, did you fucking imagine if this didn't have crossplay?
Yeah, it would be sad. Definitely, I would not be playing it probably as much, because, boy, PC people are very frustrating. Very good. It's the reason I didn't play Apex, because I'm sure Apex is a pretty good game, but man, playing that thing on PC, whew, lordy. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Andrew, do you have any thoughts?
I mean,
Warzone?
it's a lot of fun. I didn't really think it was going to be as fun as it would, or I didn't think it would be as fun as it is. I kind of fell off the Call of Duty bandwagon a long time ago. The last Call of Duty game that I really enjoyed was Black Ops 1. Like, I bought other Call of Duty games after that. I bought Modern Warfare 3. I bought Black Ops 2. I think I bought another one in there. But I just didn't really connect with any of them.
Sure.
But
I mean, unpopular opinion, I think that Black Ops 2 might be the third best Call of Duty.
No, yeah, it was good. It just, I don't think it was as good as...
I think it might go Black Ops MW2 than Black Ops 2.
It just, I mean, it wasn't that it was bad. It progressively got worse from there on. Like, Black Ops 2 was fine, but it wasn't as good as Black Ops.
I think Modern Warfare 3 killed the momentum. That game was not that good.
Yeah.
It kind of ruined because I think it was building pretty like COD 4 was very, very good, but it was very simple, so that's what kind of holds it back in modern eyes. And then World at War was a bit of a step back, I guess, from 4, but then Modern Warfare 2 kind of blew it wide open and became the Call of Duty that we all know today. And then Black Ops built on that, made it even better, and then Modern Warfare 3 just fucking tanked. And then 3 came along, or 2 came along, Black Ops 2, and it wasn't enough to revive it and bring it back to its old glory. And then the new next gen came out, and that kind of fucked with things. And
I mean, for a long time, I had kind of, left Call of Duty behind and was fully a Battlefield boy. Like, I really liked Battlefield 3. Battlefield 4 was okay. I didn't play Hardline. Battlefield 1 is still one of my most beloved multiplayer shooters. And then I played the Battlefield 5 beta, and I did not like it. And then kind of watching people play the game when it fully released, I'm like, this is not for me. So I kind of fell off the Battlefield bandwagon. So here we are. Call of Duty came back and scooped me up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it might be a big break for them. That is very possible.
All right, I think we're running out of steam. Unless you guys want me to talk about Chainsaw Man for 15 minutes, I think we can go into the wind down.
Yeah, we can probably go to the wind down.
Cool.
Are you trying to make me kill myself, Lucas?
Jesus.
Speaking of people killing themselves and Chainsaw Man, no. They're in hell. Hijinks are happening. It's a fun time. Just like this episode 90 of the Voluntary Viewing podcast was a fun time. If you enjoyed it, please remember to like it, subscribe for more, leave a comment. Do the stuff depending on the platform that you're listening to this on. Also be sure to check out our Patreon, www.patreon.com/voluntary_viewing. Support us there if you can, and join the likes of the terrific, sensual Richard Nixon, Sucky Badger, and Tiffany Cole.
We got a new one.
Be sure to. Oh, fuck, yeah, you were gone.
Yeah, you were gone last week.
Yeah, new Patreon supporter, Tiffany Cole, a friend of mine from Chicago. I met up with her 3 weeks ago now to help her start her own podcast.
Oh.
That was that meeting I went to.
Sweet. Oh, yeah, when you cheated on us.
You knew what this was.
Tiffany Cole, you are a homewrecker.
Jesus Christ.
That's something to brand a woman as. Risky Play by Andrew Clark.
I'm sure you are a fantastic woman. Thank you for taking care of Lucas.
Okay. Shit, I lost my place. Send us an email with your questions or business opportunities to voluntaryviewing@gmail.com. And remember to follow us on Twitter @V2_podcast for news and updates. Also follow me on Twitter @LucasTheWriter, just cause I'm awesome like that. You'll get a lot of memes and Chainsaw Man fan art. It's worth it.
Yeah, baby.
How are we going to end this one?
Oh yeah, we can't do a post-clap sync post-roll.
I haven't been doing that for the main ones. It's a Quarantine Cast exclusive, baby.
Oh yeah, let's advertise the Quarantine Cast. Even if you're listening to this and, all of our episodes are posted to the same channel, so it doesn't matter, but check out the Quarantine Cast, where every day out of the week we'll be posting a short mini episode of Voluntary Viewing podcast, where we talk about life in quarantine and how we're coping, how things are changing, and, hijinks that have ensued.
The irony is that doing the Quarantine Cast is a big part of us coping.
Yes.
Correct.